These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Claire article quote, intensive Iraqi-American meetings in the Emirates result in important decisions regarding external transfers of the dollar. The official Iraqi news agency quoted a government source as saying that intensive meetings took place during the past few days in Abu Dhabi between a delegation from the Central Bank of Iraq and the American side responsible for foreign transfer operations to cover imports, indicating that the negotiations culminated in a number of decisions and mechanisms that contribute to facilitating procedures regarding external transfers related to imports through the foreign currency sales window. Pimpy says articles that we spoke about pertaining to the importing of foreign currencies is a great thing for Iraq, but they need more than just that to move forward with increasing the Iraqi dinar. Now, having said that, that is a huge first step. That isn't a small thing, it's big. The other things are making sure your government and economy are stable. That is something within their grasp if they could just work together. All right, Frank 26, Iraq Boots on the Ground report Firefly on television. They're showing Sudani again in Kurdistan. They're still having talks with the WTO. That caught us by surprise. They're saying from the WTO they're doing the final edits to conclude the post-ascension of Iraq into the WTO. Frank says you got shoulder to shoulder. There are no problems. The WTO is not in Baghdad anymore. They're in Kurdistan. Frank says, wow, this is getting serious. Firefly says they are telling us they will be included in it because of what they have done with the monetary reform. RayRen98 says, let's wait and see if things are still on target for later this evening and on into Monday and Tuesday for little ol' us. Militiaman says, Iraq's assistance for the ascension is a key indicator, especially when they're talking about post-ascension. That is powerful because if they're talking about post-ascension, it gives you the heads up that game's on, they're ready to finish it. Walking Stick, Iraqi bank friend Aki update. Question, how will Aki profit by having these banks? By exchanging the Iraqi dinar for dollars. This is a profit for the bank, for Aki. All right, Jeff says back in mid-September, Sudani went to a UN meeting in New York. He stressed and put a huge emphasis on cleaning, tackling, removing corruption. Since that point, they've had a lot of articles coming out talking about combating corruption. This is what you're waiting on for the rate change. This is the central bank's absolute #1 requirement in order to revalue. All right, Pimpy says we all agree it appears Iraq is headed in the right direction. That's always a good sign. Frank 26 question, will there be a short time frame that the Iraqi citizens are informed of the rate change and able to benefit before the rest of the world finds out? Or do you feel we will all know when they know? Frank says we'll all know at the same time, but a dinar is a dinar inside of Iraq. It will not be affected by the external exchange rate. As it grows, it stays at whatever exchange rate they release it at internally. Question, will citizens become rich? Frank says, no, I wouldn't say they're going to be rich, but they're going to have a lot more purchasing power. All right, Militiaman says, we don't believe for a second Iraq is going to join the World Trade Organization at 1310 exchange rate. We think it's going to be different. We think the project to delete the zeros is going to be part of the process. All right, Bruce via Wiser now, if anybody thinks there are no 800 numbers, or actually it's probably an 800 number, they really don't know anything. If they don't know this, our contacts are at the redemption centers. We know what's going on. We know, for example, that there was a very, very good dinar rate on the bank screens, and it'll migrate to the front screen of the banks. But realize this, our redemption center rates will be higher than the regular bank screens. Bank screens are tied to the Forex, redemption centers are not. They have their own rates and will have the very best and highest rates for us. All right, lastly, Mark Z via PDK in Vietnam. Lego's 1 billion factory in southern Vietnam is 26% complete. Why is this important? It's important because the international business is looking at Vietnam as secure and stable. They are employing up to 4,000 In my opinion, this is a great one.